Okay, students, this is going to be topic 8, block 5, video notes. And is going to be our main focus here is that we are going to solve two-step equations, or it could be, there might be some one-steps in here, with rational numbers. And I'm just going to push hashtag for numbers. And we are going to start story problems and how to solve them. So take a moment and write this in your notes, and then I would like you to copy down this problem. Okay, welcome back. So now we're going to solve this. So we know we always have to do our balance line, and we are going to subtract 5 from both sides. And I'm actually going to subtract this where I can line up some decimals here, because remember 5 is the same as 5.0. And this cancels out. I'm left with this, so I'm going to bring it over here. Negative 3x equals, and 11.6 minus 5.0 is going to give me 6.6. And now I have to divide, so I can eliminate negative 3. So this crosses out, and I'm left with x. And 6.6 minus divided by negative 3 is a negative 2.2. I want you to take a moment to write this problem down on your blank in your paper in front of you. So remember in in block 4, the previous block, how we were doing distribution? Check out what's right here, some distribution. So we're going to have to do that first. So we're going to have to distribute first. Let's put that here. You're going to have to distribute first, and then second, you're going to have to rewrite. So let's do that. We know we do this to show that we are multiplying. So 2 times x is 2x, and 2 times 4, got to bring down that minus sign. 2 times 4 is 8. So here I just rewrote this. And now if I draw my balance line, it's just like every other problem that I've done. Plus 8, plus 8. This will cancel out, leaving me with this. So that's 2x equals, different signs here, so different signs subtract. That's going to leave me 1, and I need to make sure that's a negative 1. And my next step is to divide by 2. This cancels out, I'm left with x. X equals a negative 1/2. So I need you to please take a moment now, and I would like you to write this on your piece of paper, and then we're going to solve together. All right, this looks like it's going to be complicated, but it's not. Trust me. You are going to pull in everything you've learned already in the earlier blocks for topic 8 and work your magic. So I notice here I have parentheses, so I'm going to have to use PEMDAS, but I'm going to have to distribute. So let me highlight that here. For my first step is to distribute. And then it looks like I may have some like terms here. So I might have to, my second step would be to combine like terms. And then it looks like after that, I'll have to rewrite, as always. And then the fourth would be to solve. So let's get busy. All right, I'm going to do this so that I know that I am going to be distributing. So 1/2 times, if I made that like over 1, then I would just multiply straight across. So that would be 1 times 2, which is 2. And then my next one would be 4 times 1, which would be 4. and I got to bring down my x, plus, now I have to do 1/4 times 8. Well, I don't like, it's getting messy there. So I'm going to do it over here on the side. 1/4 times 8, and I'm going to make it a fraction by putting a 1 under it. So 8 times 1 is 8. And then 4 times 1 is 4. Then I'm going to bring down, I can't forget to bring down this minus x equals 1/2. Okay, so I distributed. Now I got to combine like terms. Where are my like terms? Let's see, I got 2/4 x here, and I got a negative x here. Oh my goodness. Okay, so let's see how we're going to work our magic here. I'm going to do my work over here on the side again. I got 2/4, which can be simplified to 1/2. So I'm going to do 1/2 x, and then I'm subtracting x, which I could say that this is 1/1 x, and we know that those are not like terms. Or they don't have the same denominator. Poopity poop. So now I got to find a common denominator. So I know that I can do 1 times 2. I'm going to move this x over here more. So 1 times 2, and then doing that there. So it'll be 1/2 x minus 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times 2 is 2. So now I can subtract. Oh, thank goodness. So 1 minus 2 is going to give me a -1. And then I keep the denominator and I keep the x. Oh, okay. So then it's just going to be -1/2. So now I can rewrite this. It's going to be, I got to rewrite it with this, -1/2 x plus, and 8 divided by 4 is just 2, equals 1/2. Now I can draw my line and I can do my math. So I need to subtract this 2 from both sides, leaving me with that here, -1/2 x. Looks like I'm going to do some work on the side over here. 1/2 minus 2. Oh my gosh, here's my 2 again. 2/1. We already did that work over here. Do you remember when we did that? So I know the answer is going to be 1/2. Now I need to do the opposite of this, which is opposite of division is multiplication. So I'm going to multiply by a -2/1, and this is going to be multiplied by or not multiplied. Why did I put that? I forgot to put the multiplication symbol there. And then this is multiplied by a -2/1, and looks like it's going to be 1, but I don't think that's the right work. I made a mistake here. I'm gonna get rid of this right here. Make sure this still says negative, and I'm gonna get rid of this right here, because if I go back to here, I did this wrong, because I have to multiply by 2 in order to get a common denominator. So when I rewrite that 1/2 minus, it's going to be 4/2. So I was way wrong there. It's not the same thing as this over here. So then when I do 1 minus 4, it's going to be -3/2. So then over here I need to do -3/2. Now I'm going to multiply by 2/1, and that's going to be a -2, and then I have to multiply over here by a -2/1. So if we're looking at that, when we do the math going across, we're going to get -3 times a -2 is going to give me a +6, and then 2 times 1 is 2. So then in the end, these cancel out. I'm left with x. X equals 3. So when you guys see word problems on a screen, you're going to have to make sure on your piece of paper that you write down very detailed information. So we're going to look at number 4. Juan earned $70 this week doing odd jobs. So I'm going to write down that $70 earned this week. That's important information because it's got a number and I got to say what that number represents. He mowed lawns for 4 hours at $8 an hour. So I'm going to write 4 hours at $8 an hour. So he mowed for 4 hours. I'm going to write mowed 4 hours. And he makes $8 an hour. $8 per hour. Then he washed cars for another 4 hours. Okay, so he washed cars 4 hours. Then he washed cars for another 4 hours. Okay, so find R, the rate he earned per hour for washing cars. So then, I'm going to use a different kind of cover. We don't know R, which equals the rate earned, and it says it right there, the rate earned per hour washing cars. And that kind of makes sense to me because we don't know that. We know that he mowed 4 hours for $8 per hour. Like that goes together. But then when they start talking about he washed cars for 4 hours, well, how much do I know? How much did he make? But we do know that they gave us $70 earned this week. So $70, this equals the total. It's always really important to figure out if there's a total anywhere in any of these numbers. So this 1 week, Juan was hustling. He made $70 this week. And out of that $70, he worked 4 hours mowing lawns and 4 hours washing cars. So he only worked 8 hours and made $70. But we need to know how much he made an hour while he washed cars. So we got to make this an equation. So if we ever have a total, the total is going to go first. So we're going to write it down here. We're going to write 70 equals. So we've done that. So let's do a little checkbox. We use that one. How are we going to incorporate this? And then this? And then this? Well, we know that he worked a total of 8 hours. It's very tricky. The $8 is also a rate. So I'm going to write that there. $8 is also a rate. So $8 plus whatever the R is times 4 hours should tell us how much he made. So if we did 8 plus R times 4 hours, it should tell us, right? So let's see if this works out, because it might not work out. We're not sure. So I'm going to write that formula here. 70 equals 4 times 8 plus R. And then I'm going to move this stuff up so we can maybe work this out here a little easier. Then we're going to see if it makes sense. All right. First I'm going to distribute. 4 times 8 is 32. And 4 times R is 4R. And then I'm going to do equals 70. Not sure if this is going to work out, but We're going to keep trying here. And then we're going to subtract 32. And this is gone, leaves us with that. 4R. 70 minus 32 is 38. And now I got to do the opposite, which is divide by 4. That crosses out, leaving with R. So R equals 38 divided by 4 is 9.5. So R equals 9.5. So if I go back to here, shrink this down for all of us to see, does that make sense? Does he make $9.50 per hour washing cars? Does that make sense? Let's see if it does make sense. So if 4 times 8 is $32 an hour. So he made $32 mowing lawns. And then we can do 9.5 times 4. Well, let's see. So $9.50 times 4 is $38. So $38 washing cars. Then we check to see if 38 plus 32 equals 70. And it does. That means that's how he made his $70. Man, if I were him, I'd stop mowing lawns. I'd wash more cars. Okay, we're going to work on some more two-step equation word problems. This is all a part of Block 4 notes. So we're going to look at number 1. Frank made 40 cupcakes for the bake sale. He put equal amounts in 3 boxes and had 4 cupcakes left. How many cupcakes are in each box? Now, if we were in a non-pandemic, you would have this and you would be able to write all over it and everything. But like I said, we need to start practicing our skills where we are writing stuff down on our paper and not missing important information. So here's my paper on the left. Frank made 40 cupcakes for the bake sale. Okay, so important information is 40 cupcakes for the bake sale. And he put equal amounts in 3 boxes. So 3 boxes. And it says each box had 4 cupcakes left. And had 4 cupcakes left. Okay, so these 3 boxes have equal amounts. Oops, I forgot I'm not supposed to write cursive. Equal amounts. And amounts is apostrophe S. And then he had 4 cupcakes left over. Well, hey, that's an easy problem for me. I just eat the cupcakes. So 4 cupcakes left. So it wants us to know how many cupcakes are in each box. So here's my question mark. How many cupcakes each box? That's what we don't know. So first I got to ask myself, is there a total anywhere in here? I see 40 cupcakes, so that must be my total. So I'm going to say this equals my total. And then we are going to start using let statements. And the let statements always fall around the question mark. So the let is where we include our variable. So we're going to say let X represent cupcakes in each box. And now we can create our formula. So we are going to take our total, 40, we're going to say 40 equals, because remember, that's how we do that. We always take the total number and we put equals to the right. And we have 3 boxes. So it sounds like we need to figure out what number X in its relation with 3. So let's say if I had 5 cupcakes, then I would do 5 times 3, right? Because there would be 5 in each box. So I'm going to do 3 X. And how many cupcakes in each box? Oh, so that's 3 of those. And then here's my X, use that. And so now all I have left is 4 cupcakes. So after I figure out how much is in each box, I have to add the 4 cupcakes that are left over. I just can't eat them, even though I just do want to eat them and not have them a part of the equation. That's what it would become. So in the form that will be with this, you are going to solve this inequality. Excuse me, not inequality. You're going to solve this 2-step equation and find the answer for how many cupcakes are in each box. Okay, problem number 2. You want to rent a bicycle at Mo's Bike Rent Shop. The cost is $10 and $3.50 for every hour you have the bicycle. If you spend exactly $24, for how many hours will you rent the bicycle? So let's start off with the most important information. We have $10. The cost is $10 and $3.50 for every hour. So we have $10, which is a base cost. And then we have $3.50 for every hour. That you have the bicycle. So if I was going to go ride bike, I'd pay the person $10. And then if I was gone for 2 hours, then I would owe them $3.50 for each hour that I was gone, plus the $10. But I only have, if you spend exactly $24, so it's like saying I only have $24 to spend. So now we need to find the question, how many hours will you rent the bicycle? So we're going to say, let X represent number of hours. I guess it would be rented hours, because I don't know, right? So now let's put this into an equation. I know that $24 is the total. So I'm going to go here and do 24 equals, and I need to take those $10 plus R is for hours, and here is hours also. So now I can match up hours and hours. So that would be $3.50 R. So now stop the video, solve this problem, and make sure you put that answer in the form. Number 3, when 14 is subtracted from 4 times a number, the result is 38. What is the number? Okay, so I know 14 is subtracted, so I'm going to write 14 subtracted. And from 4 times a number, so then I'm going to write 4 times a number, and the result is 38. What is the number? So we're going to say, let R represent, oops, I'm going to say X. Let X represent the number. Hashtag, because I don't want to write number. So if I look at here, 38 is a result, so that must be a total. And then I'm going to put it into an equation. So the total is 38 equals 14 subtracted 4 times a number. So this would have been a number. And then here's number and here's number. So that means those two are going to be matched up. So I'm going to put that in here. 14 minus 4 times a number. And now you can draw your line and solve. Number 4, Alondra went bowling. She paid $3 for shoe rental and $4.50 for each game of bowling. If she spent a total of $24.50, how many games did she bowl? So she paid $3 for shoes and $4.50 for each game. And if she spent a total of $24.50, that's what she spent. Then it says how many games did she bowl. So let X represent games bowled. And always try to remember to write all the information you need to. So $24.50 spent, and we know that spent is a total because that's all she had with her. So we're going to say $24.50 equals, and we check to see which number up here is associated with X. So here's games, so those are going to go together. So we're going to do $3 plus $4.50. Whoops. $4.50 X. So draw your line and solve for X so you know how many games. Now we're on number 5. Caesar bought a car that cost $5,600. Oh my gosh, so that's $5,600. It's what the cost was. He made $2,000 down payment. Okay, $2,000 down payment. And then he made 24 equal payments. 24 equal payments. And how much did Caesar pay each month? So we're going to say let X represent how much Caesar paid each month. And you know when you pay each month that you're making a payment. So I'm going to put that in there in parentheses. So now let's solve. So cost is a total. So now that we figured out the total, we can put that on this side. 5,600 equals 2,000 was the down payment. So we know we got to put 2,000. And we got to add that to the 24 equal payments. Because here's payments and here's payments. So that's going to be connected with the X. So now you can solve that. So now if you look down, we have the rest of the worksheet, which will be in the forms that you are going to have to do on your own. You're going to have to do all this work and then tell me what the answer is. If you need help, please reach out to me in class or via office hours before the assignment is due. Thank you.